extra absorbent tampons. Hardly worth arresting me for.
Funny. I usually get mine at a grocery.
This is a reader who's clearly on the phone.
And you have a favorite brand?
Maybe.
Well, the guy that you freaked out in the pickup is the father of a Marine, and she has a favorite brand too. He called me on the way to the post office and asked me to add these to her care package.
You stop just for that.
I do whatever it takes. The least I can do for our troops is give them what they want.
Last time I checked out, troops want gear that works.
What are these?
The vests you've been sending, courtesy of this man. We have proof that faulty vests have come from your organization. You've been buying shoddy armor at a discount.
No.
So this tight shot's not doing her any favors.
No.
Every time she moves, she's pushing herself out of frame and out of focus.
I started my organization because my father, his father, and my grandfather before him all served.
She looks great.
I did it to honor their memory, their sacrifice.
Hi, I'm Faith Clark Doebler, and it is nice to meet you.
Guys, it's lovely to meet you. Thank you for sending in your self-tape. I always say that a self-tape submitted is a successful self-tape, that you've gotten most of the way there simply by just doing it. I thought it was lovely. You are a beautiful actress, like just absolutely beautiful. And I want to see more of you. And I think my biggest hurdle with your self-tape wasn't the vocal quality, it wasn't audio visual, like all the lighting, all the technical stuff is great. It was your framing. And it's funny because right now your framing is also kind of strange. It's a square and it's not sort of the full screen. So when we are limited to a self-tape, we just don't have as much information to go on because we aren't live in a room with you. We can't talk to you. We can't sort of take in from head to toe all of you. We have to make our adjudications purely on what we're getting on camera. And so I want to be able to have as much information about you as possible. And some of that is just the physical information. Your framing was tight. It was like collarbone up. Now, collarbone up, you're gorgeous. Like, yes, we want to see collarbone up on you. I want to see more. I want to be able to get a sense of what the full package, what the full physical package looks like. Because when we're hiring you, we're hiring all of you. You're going on set and you are a human being, but I don't have any information below that collarbone. So some of that may be simply adjusting your framing where you're maybe waist up or even chest up, just giving a bit more of like proportion and sizing. Even now, I don't actually know very much about you physically because you're still kind of chest up and you're wearing a bulky jacket with layers. You got to think smart, right? You know that you are a beautiful actress and let us see that. Even if in your character choice, you're like, oh yeah, but my character would wear this and a hoodie because they've got, they like to be modest and they're covered. Like, let's strip some of that away and play the game a little. Like, yeah, but I want to know what you look like. So find a choice for your character and what they would be wearing that still allows us to get the information we need when we're not physically in a room with you. So not as tight of a frame, clothing where I actually can just like see what we're working with and just have a sense of like what the proportion is. And when you're in such a tight frame, all I have is this. This is all I have to know about you. And so both that I want to know what you look like, I also want to know how you live in your body, right? Because acting's not just here, it's everywhere. And I'm still not getting that information when we have a tight frame. And sometimes our technical concerns start to bleed into some of the creative concerns here. Now this scene, I get it, it's a procedural, it's straightforward, but it's flat, right? Your character is living in a very constrained world. You've got a lot of stuff to straighten the scene, which is causing us not to have as much dynamic as any other scene might give us. So when we're only living and playing in a tiny little world, and the scene is living and playing in a tiny world, we start to get so zoomed in that we don't learn very much about you and your ability and your range. And so part of it's also knowing self-tape, it's just our information is limited. Let's give a gift to the adjudicators, to the casting director, to the team of like, this is what I can do as an actor in a broader sense, even within the reality of the scene work that I've been given, because we don't have any other information about you. I don't get to see you say hello. I don't get to have chit chat with you. I don't even get to see you with your hair down in your self-tape, right? I get such a limited insight to who you are and what you do that with such a tight frame and with such a flat scene, I don't know very much. It's not dynamic. It's not charismatic. It's not compelling. Now, yes, that might very well be the scene you are handed by a casting director. And they're like, here, do this. And you're like, there's not much to do here. But even then, you can make some choices with how you set up your self-tape, what you wear, that you're giving us more perhaps than we've even asked for in the scene, which gives us a more 3D picture of who you are as a performer and not just this very tight, very condensed version of Faith. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Great. But other than that, the lighting was great. Makeup is like, come do my makeup, please. You look fantastic. And so all of the other things that you did, like, great, yes, lovely. You know exactly what you're doing here. So now let's really perfect it and give us even more information about Faith, because we like what we're seeing. I just need to know that I know what we're getting if we hire you, and I don't quite know that yet because we're so hyper-focused, both in the framing and in the scene work. And so if you really change the scene work, you can change your framing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I know you as an actor.
I appreciate it. It was nice to meet you.